Yo, what's good, fam? It's your man Jay. I'm back with another episode of Evolutionary Comics, and today is Friday, June 5th. And today was a pretty good day. So the past couple of weeks, I know definitely since you guys have seen me, I've kind of been away a little bit this time for a reason, as opposed to just being lazy. So this episode I am going to dedicate to my father-in-law, who 2 weeks ago today he passed away. He was a really good dude, Mr. Anthony Davis. He was just a real solid dude. He was one of my closest friends, and it's crazy that some people they have different relationships with their in-laws, and me and him, he was my father-in-law, but he was also a really really good friend, and he was in his younger life he didn't get a chance to be a nerd, but in his older life, especially since the Marvel movies have come out and stuff like that, that's one of the things that we bonded over. He used to take the entire family to the movies. He'd be like, okay, this movie is coming out, and he'd buy the tickets well in advance, and he'd take the entire family to the movies and buy everybody's concession, buy all their food and stuff like that. So yeah, he will definitely be missed. And it's crazy because he used to always say, James is gonna let his nerd flag fly. And I'd go to his house and I have my box of comics, and his house was probably the only comfortable house other than my house, or my actual father's house, my dad's house. He fell in line, just right along with it, and his house was super comfortable. I'd get on his couch and we'd be talking, and I'd take me a little nap. And his wife would fix some food and something like that, and but things kind of changed a little bit, and and his wife passed away, and then you lose your love of your life, and then sometimes people lose the love of life, and he he will be missed. Like I said, he definitely will be missed, and so I want to dedicate this program, this video, this YouTube shot to my man Anthony Davis, and like I say, Pops will definitely be missed. So yeah, but it's been 2 weeks. We mend and we keep going, we keep pushing, and along with that, today I had a short day at work, and I was able to come home, and as you can listen, it's super super quiet. The ladies of the house are both at work. They don't get off for a minute, so I had some time to myself without my daughter or my wife trying to get me to do something else. I picked up some stuff this week. New comic book day on Wednesday. Shout out to my girl Natalie. Shout out to my girl Kat at Emerald City Comics in Clearwater, Florida. One of the dopest comic book shops around. They have the most helpful staff. Neil, the owner, is very personable. He comes out and chops it up with me from time to time, and I couldn't find a better comic book shop to classify as my own, but I did, and that's Plant City Comics Cafe over in Plant City. The only difference is Plant City is a good hour away from where I am, and it's not just an hour, but it's swimming through Tampa traffic, which I don't get a chance to do. So, but I want to send them a shout out to my man Sherrick. If you're in the Plant City area, if you're in the Central Florida area, definitely go check out my man Sherrick and his people over there at Plant City Cafe. Get you some food. They got some great looking food, and it's a cafe, so whatever you can think of to get. You can have lunch, and you can shop, get some comics, have some more food, get some more comics. You can make a day of it. You can just lamp out and just chill over there. So I want to shout them out too. But again, too, I got some mail. So I just got everything going on today. It's a myriad of emotions and everything like that that's going on. But I picked up some mail, and I want to start off. I'm gonna just jump right into it. I'm not gonna give y'all my I don't even know what you call it. My little my thing, my the little thing that I do when I be like this, and I be yelling or whatever, that let's get it, that that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not gonna give y'all that today. I'm not gonna give y'all the regular intro. I'm just gonna jump into what I got, because first thing first, I want to shout out my man Big Phil. I want to thank you because I got it in the mail, bro. And this is, I'm not sure what you call it. This is a program for the collections in black. If you don't know about the collections in black, I'm gonna put a link in on one of these sides right here to show you what it is. But it is one of the most important moments in collecting and comics and the culture, the black comic collecting culture, to say it completely. And he is, it's just what it says. It's collections in black, and this is the limited edition preview of the program. And my man Philip Thompson, aka Big Phil, that's the back of it, and this is the front of it. But this is the program for, I think the first event was in, I think it was in Philly. I want to say something like the Schomburg Center, but it wasn't the Schomburg Center. I forgot the place where they had it. Like I said, it'll be in the link or whatever. But he will have an exhibit at Heroes Con in North Carolina next week. I think it's next weekend. But he will be there. If you are in the area, definitely stop in, because he has given me a new education on original artwork from black comic creators, and just something dope for the culture. I've chopped it up with him a few times. I would love to call him my friend. We don't get to see each other, haven't met him in person, so but he has a documentary, Collections in Black, and that's really dope, and that's a part of the exhibit as well. But me being who I am as far as in the historical part of the culture, I definitely need to sit down with him and hopefully do an interview and kind of pinpoint my position, because I do think being one of the first two black comic book graders in history, myself and my classmate Brian, that is a very, very important part of the comic culture. And for those people to be like, he always say that, but how we have proof? Well, this, I'm gonna put a picture up here, and that's gonna be a picture of me, and I think that's the most, in this picture, it's gonna be the most expensive, most valuable comic book that I had a chance to grade. So you can look it up and see. I think it's running at like 500,000 right now. But anyway, but being that person, I do want to etch my little, make it known my position in history, and my man Big Phil is definitely somebody who can help me with that. And like, these are just images of the exhibit, and he sent some people out these. I think this is, it's only 50, so yeah. He sent these. It's like an ash can for the Collections in Black exhibit. So on the back you'll see it says Big Phil, and this is number 40 out of 50. So yeah, so I got that. Shout out Big Phil. Thank you. I appreciate it. I had been, I thought for a minute that I had missed out or whatever, but I didn't. I got it, and it's all good. Next, I'm gonna show you guys what I picked up, and as I do this, I'm gonna talk about, like, since we're talking about the culture, and we are talking about, the historical value and the position that blurs play in the culture, in the collecting culture, in the comic book culture, period. But especially, for the black comic collectors, creators, and the content, the characters. There was a movement called DC So White, something like that. I can't remember, but it was basically a boycott of DC Comics, because there has been over 1,200 days since there has been an ongoing DC title of mainstream continuity. And there's no characters, is basically what it is. There's no characters that have an ongoing story. Right now, they do have absolute Green Lantern with Green Lantern Joe Mullen. So I am collecting that, but we know that the absolute universe, with absolute Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and all those other titles, we know that that's not part of the main continuity. So when those stories end, the absolute stories end, whatever happens, everything goes back to normal. And some folks are a little bit. I ain't gonna say some folks. We all are upset that we don't have black characters in the main continuity. We would love to have Vixen. We would love to have a longer run with Mister Terrific. Um, Love to see some of the other characters make an appearance, and not just make an appearance, but have longevity in the series. Because after all, we got 5 or 6 Batman titles. We got 4 or 5 Superman titles. We got 2 or 3 Wonder Woman titles, and it bothers you when you have the whole Milestone universe. You got Static. You have my personal favorite, the Signal. All of these characters, Vixen. You have all these characters that are freaking hella dope that we don't get to see. We don't get any books on them, and that's what the movement is about. That's what the boycott was about. And shout out to my man Ernie. Blur Without Fear. Shout out to JP Penumbra, my man on Instagram. I be checking his Instagram. I watch him more on Instagram than I watch on YouTube, because it's always good to go on the go. But anyway, those are them, and a couple other people were very instrumental in getting that movement started. I do not know what happened, why it fizzled out so quickly, but I did see some other YouTubers, kind of basically come out against it, and black YouTubers I'm referencing that were against it, and then some people, in my circles that I run, they were against it as well, and they made some valid points. They wanted to say that you do have Nicholas Draper Ivy is one of the editors over there, and by doing this boycott, that's gonna kind of undercut him a little bit. Some of the creators, the artists, and the writers, it will undercut them for the books that they've been putting out, which is very true. And we don't know how instrumental a boycott would be, because the truth be told, the comic book buying numbers of Black Americans that are or Black people that are buying this product is not as large as the mainstream. And with that, we want to know how effective. Now, the black dollar carries a lot of weight, no doubt, but we don't know how it would affect them, and would it actually do any good. But that's the point in having a boycott. So I personally was on the fence, because I wanted to support it, because I want to support everything black. I want to support anything that's for the benefit of black folks, especially when it's in the comic book culture, because I love all of comics, but I'm gonna choose black every day. That's just who it is and what it is, and I want to see some of my favorite characters, DC characters, but Marvel is the same way. I have been screaming, but it's falling on deaf ears, that there is no way in hell that there hasn't been a Brother Voodoo, a Doctor Voodoo ongoing series, and that's crazy to me. It's already crazy that there's no ongoing series with Black Panther. There's no ongoing series with Blade, but Brother Voodoo is another in my favorites. He's right up there. They're all running together, and it's been since the 90s, I believe. I can't remember, but I believe it's been since the 90s since Brother Voodoo had. In fact, no. In fact, Brother Voodoo has never really had an ongoing series, because in Strange Tales, he only had like about 4 or 5 books. Then there was maybe 4 books of like a short Brother Voodoo series. Yeah, he's just been part of teams and stuff like that. Just to think of, I haven't done research, obviously. I'm just going with this off the top of the dome, but that's disrespectful. You know, that's disrespectful to the character. But yet, you know, his book is up there when you know you want to get like a high grade copy of it or whatever. I got to, but you know, I'm just saying. But anyway, that's what's been going on, and you know, to go along and say how I was kind of struggling with it. There's DC titles that I like. You know, the what is it, DC Vertigo or whatever? I can't remember what it is, but Bleeding Hearts. You know, I don't want to miss out on that, and because that's a great story. I don't care who wrote it. You know, it's black, white, or purple, but I don't want it to hurt a black writer from getting, you know, something ongoing or having a black story being told, which you know, it's only fair. You know, and I know a lot of white counterparts, you know, the mainstream counterparts are like, you know, why is it such a big deal? And it is still, always, and will be about representation. So we want to see that. But shit, I'm reading Nightwing. I never was a Nightwing fan, but Dennis Cowan is on doing the work, doing the artwork. I'm not gonna miss out on that, you know. So I was like, I make it, take it off my pull list and just make sure that I get it, or you know, send my girl, you know, Natalie, a note to say, hey, you know, don't put this on my pull list, but I want these books. Does it make sense? You know, it's one of those things where it's really only doing yourself a disservice, you know, in the end, because I don't think it was completely thought out. I don't think that I really don't think that that all the measures that could have been taken have been taken. Have we sat down and wrote letters to DC, you know, demanding, you know, some ongoing series with black characters? Have we made calls? Have we talked about it enough on these videos? And you know, I really don't think that those things have been done. So you know, so let's go back to the drawing board, and you know, if any of you guys that were a part of it, you know, Ernie, you know, whoever. I know I'm just a little small fry with the YouTube thing, but hey, reach out to me, and there's nothing that motivates me like anything else but having a purpose, and you know, having a real directed purpose, have a goal to go after something and go get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's motivation enough for me to, you know, sit in front of this camera and talk to people, or you know, write some letters or do something other than, you know, just waiting for things to happen and casually, you know, plugging along. So that's my spiel on that, and I'm gonna jump off this soapbox. But we do need to support each other more and have better conversations, and not downgrade each other for the decisions that people are making, and saying, you know, you're a sucker for you know, buying DC Comics, or saying that, you know, you people are stupid because I'm gonna buy my DC Comics and I'm not gonna boycott. You know, both sides of the coin. We could have taken a more mature, more intellectual approach, because everybody knows comic book readers are the most intellectual people on the planet. You know, I'm just saying. So anyway, I am going to go through some of the books that I have picked up. And I'm going to start off with this one. This is The Amazing Spider-Man number 30. This is the Eli Mania Magic, the Gathering cover variant. So I picked this up, and I actually missed it on Wednesday, and I had to call my girl Kat and say, hey, you know, do you have a copy? Because I missed it and I want it. And she, being the great person she is, it's kind of, I'm balancing this in my lap because I don't have the table in front of me. But she got me two. She got me two. One, this one has a nick down here in the corner. I don't know if you guys, if that can be seen. But that's going to drop the grade. That'll make a 9.6. Won't, for me, if I was grading it, it's definitely not going to be a 9.8. But the good thing is, this one is. This one has, you know, is perfect. And yeah. So I picked up that. I also picked up, let's see, picked up Moon Knight, Mark Spector's Moon Knight number 5. Grabbed that. And then I also grabbed the Magic the Gathering of that Moon Knight, which has Dr. Doom on the cover. There we go. So I picked that one up. And I don't remember who did that cover, But I can't. I always mess up Mario Ayodele. I think that's the right way to say his name. But I'm picking up the Storm series. I think this may be the last one in that series. But I picked that up as well because, like I say, gotta respect the game. If you're gonna cry about something, you gotta support the few creators. I'm not like one of them people to be like I'm gonna only support the mainstream characters or the main characters or the main black characters. I'm gonna support whatever comes out. So I'll pick that up. Then the aforementioned before Absolute Green Lantern. This is number 15. Pick that up. And this cover is by Dexter Soy and Veronica Sandini. So yeah, I've been loving her covers because I'm one of the biggest fans of black women. I have my criticism as somebody who loves them and wants to see better, but I am a super fan of black women. If there was no black women on the planet, just go ahead and take me now, Lord, because and I love seeing them in different facets. So that's why I love the covers with Joe Mullen on the cover. What else I got? I got this. I can't remember. Oh, this is a Jason Fabok Rook Exodus. This is number 10. That cover. The Invincible variant cover, which is dope. And then because I love the covers that Jason Fabok is doing, I love, his artwork. I got the regular cover, the cover A. So I picked that up. Also, told you guys before, from the Spawn universe, I have been reading the ongoing series of Sam and Twitch, and this is number 24. And they've been their covers are pretty dope too. The interior is it's not Jason Sean Alexander, but it's kind of a little similar to his work, but that's in there. I went back and I picked up this James Tynion title of Odin from Image Comics, and I don't really know how I feel about it. Reading the story, I think I'm gonna give it another issue to check it out. But it's about some white people that's trying to be white supremacists, and they're going off in the mountains, and this chick is a journalist who has infiltrated the white supremacist organization and trying to find out what's going on. But it's some kooky stuff going on. It's some spooky stuff going on. But that's something else I picked up. A lot of people have been going crazy over it. But the problem with that is a lot of people have been going crazy over a lot of titles that really don't deserve it. And I don't know why, and I don't know who's pushing it. I'm thinking that not a YouTuber, but somebody with media credentials, some influencer is pushing a lot of these books. Like the same thing with Dork and a couple other books that have been pushed more than others. And I sit back and I'm like, well, why are they pushing that book? Why did they choose that particular book to push? And who knows? But going on, I'm gonna show you something that I will push. And speaking of great books, great authors, and great black creators, I'm gonna show you guys something that this is coming in from Third Eye Comics, and this is my favorite comic book cover artist of all time, one of my favorite artists of all time. And again, like I say, this is from Third Eye Comics. I ordered this some time ago. But this is Marvel and DC Spider-Man and Superman #1, the Sanford Greene cover. And they got this one done right as far as how they packaged it with this painter's tape. And super happy to get this one because I know a lot of people were going after it and they didn't get it. But yeah, so this just came in the mail. I just pulled this fresh out the box today. Super happy about this. This is a dope cover. My Instagram group, which is the Anti-Hero Society, some of the fellas in there, they displayed a black and white version, original art version of this cover that I believe you will be able to acquire if you go to Heroes Con and you visit the booth. So I'm not going to be able to make it. So shout out to my Anti-Hero Society brothers. Y'all know who you are. If you don't know, go follow me on Instagram at Evolutionary Comics, and just follow everybody who has the Anti-Hero Society moniker, and you'll see them all. And like I say, I'm still new. I'm still a neophyte, so I don't know everybody. But I know D Harvey, my man Brian. I know Kevin. Shout out to Kevin. I know a couple people. That I casually talk to, and I know they will be there. They will be at Heroes Con, so hopefully they will be able to, meet and greet with my man and cop some stuff. Lastly, before I go, because I gotta go in a minute, and that's why I'm kind of just rolling through this. But I told you guys in my last video when I was talking about independent comics, I was speaking on another favorite. Sanford Greene is one of three. All that noise and they ain't going nowhere. Slow behind car. Anyway, but Sanford Greene is one of the three of the greatest creative team in my opinion. It's not Chuck Brown. He's the second one, but this one is my man David F. Walker, and I finally got my stuff from his Kickstarter. I got the digital copy some time ago. I think maybe a week ago or something like that. But this is so fire. This is so fire. So he had this Kickstarter that I invested in, and everything that David F. Walker, Sanford Greene, Chuck Brown, the creative team behind Bitterroot, the Eisner winning Bitterroot, the soon to be a movie. I think Regina King has something to do with it. But anyway, y'all check out Bitterroot if you don't know. But this is from David F. Walker, and I am super stoked about having my awards from the Kickstarter, and that's what came in today. And I had the digital copy, but now I have the actual physical copy. And this is The Monster of Blackenstyne, not to be confused with Blackenstyne. And this is from Solid Comics. And David F. Walker, I wish he would have autographed it, bruh. With an autograph at. I'm just joking. He autographed the book. I ordered something from him a long time ago, and he autographed it. And I ain't gonna say a long time ago, but when the Bitterroot first came out, I ordered something. He autographed it, and then he sent me another book of his, and he autographed that too. But yeah, so give you guys a peek at the artwork. So yeah, this is hella dope. I have been waiting for this, and artwork is done by Marcelo Di Chiaro. There's a pinup gallery, and there's a couple different people. I'm not gonna name them all right now. I may put like a thing in it. Curse of the Werging, whatever that is, but he also wrote that. That's another short story. It's also Kit Joseph is the artist, and then there's another short story with Jaguar Jackson, my kinfolk, and that's the artist is Robert Love. But all of Robert Love and Quentin McGowan, and I'll show you that page, kind of like the Indicia page, but if you guys see that, if you can't see that. So yeah, again, that is The Monster of Blackenstyne. I'm super happy to get that. Then I also got the Sanford Greene cover. Sanford Greene did a cover. Is this the Sanford Greene cover? I got to go back and look because I thought the Sanford Greene cover was more like I thought it was more like the first cover, Absolute Batman. Let me double check. Yeah. I don't think this is the Sanford Greene cover. So anyway, I gotta fact check real quick. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna get back to y'all with that. But I'm just excited about getting this stuff in the mail today, and then he also sent some stickers, which these stickers are so dope that I don't want to put them on anything. I want to preserve them for longevity and like have it where I can have them forever. But check out that one. Check out that one. So one of the reasons why I love David F. Walker so much and I connect with him, even though I've never talked to him, but he is a big fan of the blaxploitation era. No doubt that he's probably a big fan of like the movies like Coffee, definitely Shaft with Gordon Parks and Coffee Brown. What was it? Foxy Brown. You got The Mac. You got Superfly. All of those movies. I think I heard him say that he was a fan of those, and you can tell in some of his creations that it's an influence on him, and it's so hella dope that's something that me and him vibe out because I absolutely love it as well. This is a collectible card, and got that too. So yeah, so that's what came in the mail today. So hopefully I'm gonna tag him in this video, and brother Mr. David F. Walker, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your contributions to the culture. I appreciate everything you've done. You definitely have a fan in me for life. I love your work, and I'm very happy to have the Monster of Blackenstyne. I'm happy to have the stickers, everything that you sent me for the Kickstarter. And, I wish you much success. And maybe one of these days, when my channel gets a little bigger, I get more viewership and all that, maybe I can get you to come on and we can do an interview. I did catch your interview with my man Brandon. BJ Kicks Comics Are Dope. Shout out to him because he does some great work as well. He makes a very big contribution to this comic collecting hobby, the comic reading culture. Like he always say, read something dope, and I don't be trying to steal his phrases, his quotes or whatever. I just happen to say things are dope a lot. So shout out to him. That's kinfolk anyway. We both Jacksons, so somewhere down the line we related. But yeah. So shout out to y'all, man, and that's what I have for you guys today. I'm gonna try to follow it up with another video. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know, what you think, how you feel about my channel, what I can do to make it better. All of those type things. Tell me what you're reading. I'm gonna do a video on things that I'm reading. As far as I want to do a review, one of those review videos. I said I was gonna do it, but I only want to talk about the stuff that I really like. If you see something that I pick up and I don't talk about it, then you can second guess it. But if I bring it up again, like Rook Exodus, like Bleeding Hearts, anything that I talk about really. If I bring it up again, that means I kind of dig it. I'm digging Nightwing right now. I was digging the Sacrificers. Definitely was digging Exquisite Corpses, and I'm reading a lot of back issue stuff. So yeah, that's what's up. But yeah, that's what I want to do. Hit me up on Instagram. That's a quick way to communicate with me, like directly. Like if you hit me up right now, 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, I'm going to respond to you because I keep my little phone with me. So yeah, that's what it is, man. And again, rest in peace to my father-in-law, Mr. Anthony Davis. He, like I say, is one of the greatest dudes. Shout out to, my family, my loved ones. If I haven't talked to you lately, blame it on them, on getting caught up in time, but I love you. Everybody else out there, you know, I got love for you, and hope everything goes well. Hope God sends special blessings your way. Yeah, that's it, man. As always, continue to evolve. This your man Jay. It's Evolutionary Comics, baby. Peace.